because of
Yes.
PSCNG
Right, so.
or whatever the road will run
Right,
up,
so
we should give some
Ken-
information.
Mr. Bruno will answer.
Mr. Bruno, would you come up, talk about that situation?
Yeah, the address that,
312.
Stephanie gave me was 317 4th Street. Okay, I went to look at it on the way here.
I'm glad to.
What again, I didn't go on your property because, I don't go on property, usually gotta knock on the door, but two things. Was there ever in front of the driveway a drain? Because it looks like there was a drain there that's covered over with cement. Do you know if you had a drain there? Because it looks like on both sides, it looks like from the
Right now, you
street.
can ask, but you can wait until the public participation and continue to tell her something.
Okay,
Right now, you can't really ask, cause she can't.
okay, but I did take a look. I did look at.
I brought video, when.
That's fine, just say what you have, you wanna wait until public participation?
Yeah, I think-
You can wait, you can
Yeah.
wait, thank you. Council Lee,
Yeah, so from the school board, the three schools had the graduation ceremonies last Wednesday. Yeah, so last Wednesday, there were graduation ceremonies for the three schools and they all went well. I understand mayor and council members attended some of them. And this Wednesday, there will be a special meeting to close out the year for the school and a new year will begin July 1. And I'll just make one comment about the alcohol ordinance. I do wanna say that I am very proud to be part of the council that really prioritizes the safety of the residents. There will be inconveniences to some people, right, who would like to drink really late on nights or some business owners. But really here, we're trying to prioritize the safety of the residents. And I will make sure as a next step, the police department takes proper enforcement measures so that this law is respected and that the safety of residents is respected.
thank you.
Thank you.
Who graduated from our high school? I believe there's one MIT and who's the other student
I believe MIT.
And Harvard.
Harvard.
in Harvard.
Yeah.
And they're not transfers either. That's been going through our public system. There could always do improvements. We're aiming for that through the summertime. We're actually having a meeting. You wanna tell me what's about that?
A meeting about.
About improving the, how the school could do, who could streamline, could optimize their management.
Yeah, so Board of Education would like to have meetings with the council to talk about, what we could do collaboratively together to, make sure our students could really achieve their best.
Thank you. So the two borough attorney, Alan Roth from the borough and also the Board of Attorney with the representative like you, we'll sit down and see how we could improve our school systems in the summertime.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right,
And
Council,
Mayor, I'm
go,
so sorry,
please go
I
ahead.
forgot one thing. July 7th, of course, July 4th will be a national holiday, and it's our Independence Day special. Plus, on July 7th, at the pool, the town pool, we're gonna have 125th town's anniversary party. So please, tell everyone, bring all your family members. We're gonna celebrate 125th anniversary of our town in a good way, and lots of foods will be there, and you can swim there, and everything will be for free for our towners. So please come and let's celebrate together. Thank you.
The entrance is free too. People could enjoy the amenities of swimming in the pool.
Yes.
Food is free.
Right, for
Thank
3
you.
hours, 5 to 8.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, yes, I would like to make a report. I just totally forgot my report. I wanted to emphasize on 4th of July, where, because the county decided to do a 4th of July fireworks, very close to, where the overpack is behind ShopRite. They're gonna shoot up behind ShopRite, and we're gonna have a safe 1,000 feet distance to enjoy the fireworks right now. We're in the details of it, but I wanna let you know that There will be spaces, safe congregate area for residents, and also other towns to come. There will be public, security. There'll be a road detail there, so everybody comes in and comes out safely. It's gonna be probably the best view that we're gonna have. They have this huge event right across the river where the amphitheater is for the other side of Overpeck. That's where the stage is. They're gonna have all these events and performances, and they're gonna do the major performances there. But if you wanna go there, that's great. But if you wanna just skip the performance and come see the most closest view of the fireworks for this year on Fourth of July, will be on our side behind ShopRite. The details will be posted up very shortly online, and I hope that everybody could join and enjoy the festivities. I think that's it. All right, how about the,
Do you wanna talk about the?
oh, yes, so sorry.
It's okay.
That's the most important thing. We just like to talk good stuff and, try to subconsciously avoid sensitive measures. And, but we did have to discuss, and I do appreciate your patience. People came here for two reasons. I see the crowd over there concerning, the ceasefire with wherever the country there is, right? Palestinians right now, it seems like. And we also have another thing about anti-Semitism. How come the borough is not doing a resolution to signify that we do have anti-Semitism in the state of New Jersey, and also that we respect it by doing a resolution? Those two things been well conversed and, talked upon. I'm gonna start with the anti-Semitism. If the council members, or council members have no objection to this, the borough attorney will explain the precise procedure of this, and he will. But right now, the state is going through redefinition of the anti-Semitism law. Once this bill is passed, I see without any objection from the council members, because it's a state law, I don't mind we do signifying by putting a resolution for that. After the bill is passed and the definition is defined. And also, did Kenny Bruno talk about the flags as well?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did.
Yeah, thank you, I was in the bathroom. And secondly, this is concerning the ceasefire in foreign countries. Specifically, right now, we have residents who represent the Palestinian side of it. We discussed about the fact that what is best and what we are here as elected officials to represent. We primarily, unless there's an objection from the council members, I believe that we are we're elected to take priority as in what matters the most inside the borough concerning, our services, quality of life, improvements, try to take care of issues that we have in Palisades Park. Concerning the outside situation that's happening, if we decide, in my personal point of view, decide one or the other, there will be a political decision made that I firmly don't believe it is a primary reason why, that should be at the top of the list that we have to decide. Therefore, without the objections of the council members, I would like to deny the request for now. Okay? That's my report. May I have a report from the BA?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. During the recent heat wave, we had cooling centers set up in the borough, here in the council chambers and the library also. I'd like to thank the police department and OEM for their help in seeing that these centers were set up, including over the weekend, and the library during all their opening hours did that too. If need be, tomorrow and Wednesday, because it's supposed to get very warm again, council chambers would be used as a cooling center if anybody does need them again, as well as the library. At the next meeting, I hope to have a resolution ready for the borough, for the council to approve a company to do employee checks. Background checks on new employees that we have hired. Currently working with Millennium Strategies, our grant company, and the borough engineer to see what grants we can get and how we can use them to improve the borough as well as, for repaving some streets. We are currently working on a new security system in the Borough Hall for cameras and change of locks. And that is started today and will continue for at least a week until we finish. It has been mentioned also that about the violations, and as the councilwoman mentioned, I personally spoke to John Gralla and talked to him about that. He is issuing numerous violations. I've also talked to the courts and told them to be as aggressive as they possibly can in getting those violations out and in acting upon them. So hopefully we'll see some resolve as far as that goes, getting those violations taken care of. And also, we tabled the phone resolution tonight, and I will be working on that to find out exactly what happened with the other phone company and what the status is. So
Thank you.
We'll have a report for that no later than the next meeting.
Thank you.
Hopefully soon.
Thank you.
That's it.
Council, any report?
No, if you want me to discuss.
Oh, yes.
So,
You know, I totally forgot about that. Could you please, continue of the state assembly bill?
sure. With regard to the anti-Semitism, issue that we've been toiling with for a while, the state of New Jersey legislature, has created Assembly Bill 3558, which was introduced February 5th, which attempts to define anti-Semitism, create public awareness, and it would appropriate, currently it's set to appropriate $100,000 towards a public awareness campaign against anti-Semitism. It has been our firm's opinion that until this bill has been vetted and passed, it would be premature and irresponsible of this borough to adopt a resolution regarding anti-Semitism, not knowing how the state's gonna properly define it and deal with it. I think it would be more appropriate to wait until this bill is passed as law, and then, coattail a resolution into the specifics of the bill that's passed, so that there's conformity, legal conformity with the borough, with the state's understanding and intention of anti-Semitism and how it's gonna be dealt with, and handled. So if anybody wants to take a look at that bill again, it's Assembly Bill 3558, was introduced, February 5th. Its main sponsor is Gary Scher, if you know Gary. There were a few other sponsors, and there's a whole slew of co-sponsors of this bill. So that's where we stand with that.
Thank you, thank you. Police chief, absent. Police director, is there any report that you want to provide us?
Yes.
Chief Espino is not here tonight. He asked me to give his report, but first and foremost, this past month, I would just like to recognize, everybody can complain when officers don't do their job, and I just wanna recognize 4 officers that went above and beyond, and, the tour commander was, Sean Cottrell, Patrolman Salvatore Farnese, and I apologize if I wreck anybody's name, Patrolman Robert Lorgenkite, Patrolman Chang E. Hoon, and Patrolman Corey Havens. They were contacted via dispatcher of a woman in labor, and when they got to the house, the baby was already partway out. Baby wasn't waiting for any hospital. I was advised that all 4 took action. Salvatore was holding the woman's hand as the baby came out. The baby was delivered healthy. Salvatore kept the woman calm until such time the EMT came, and EMT took mother and baby to the hospital, and I was informed that both are doing well. And I commend the 4 officers for, you know, they're doing their job, but you know what, I wanna acknowledge them for doing their job and knowing, you know, it's always easy to complain when officers don't do their job, but these 4 officers stepped up and did the right thing and helped out this resident. I just want them to be commended.
So they pretty much delivered, they're baby stores.
Yes.
Amazing.
2 other things before I go into the monthly report. As you know, this body approved 2 individuals, employees of the borough, to go into the police academy. Both of them passed the psych, took the physicals, and so on. One of the individuals, as he was working out to get ready for the physical exam, noticed pain in his back. I believe it was, he had a car accident sometime before that and never was doing any physical strenuous exercising to notice that anything was wrong. He felt something in his back and he went to a doctor, and the doctor would not approve him to take the physical exam for the, to be a police cadet. So, right now we have the 1 person that's did complete that, and he's completing the rest of it. I was advised that previously one of the TSOs was offered a opportunity to go into the police academy, and for whatever reason, he deferred. I've never heard of the word being deferred as far as going to the police academy, but in recognition of whoever offered that to this individual was brought to my attention by the chief and the captains. We're giving this individual an opportunity to take the physical exam, and if he passes it, he will go into the academy.
Thank you.
I didn't write any of these individuals' names, so I can't speak about them. As far as the 4 officers, I reached out to say let them know what I was gonna say, and they gave me permission. As far as, one last thing, the Junior Police Academy started today. I heard it was a very good turnout. It was a little warm, but, I heard everybody had a real productive time. And, I'll report next month more about it as I'll stop down there and see how it's going.
Thank you.
As far as the monthly report for May, municipal ordinance violations, we had 42. We had traffic enforcement stops, 470. Parking enforcement, 222. Property check, area checks, 333. Medical assistance, 85. Assist citizens, 46. Assisting fire department, 39. Cover school post, like crossing guards or something go out, we have to cover the post. We did it 71 occasions. TROs, our FROs, information and service, was 100, with a grand total of 2,137 calls for service in the month of May. As far as arrest analysis for the detectives unit, we had total arrests of 19 adults. We had 62 cases filed, 61 cases have been closed, we have 1 open case. And that's pretty much all I have to report that he provided.
Thank you. I've heard the police department is more stringent and more proactive concerning giving out, outside, intoxication and alcohol use. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Good.
Just one thing to point out, I believe at the last meeting, there was some comments made about Central Boulevard accidents, motor vehicle accidents. In the borough, there was a total of 80 total accidents, motor vehicle accidents, and out of that, 3 accidents occurs, only 3 accidents occur Central Boulevard. So it's not a hot.
It's not Central Boulevard, it's somewhere else.
No. So, and like Councilman Min pointed out, the Chief Espino, myself, Captain Asparagus, we went out, walked the different streets, looked at the different areas, and there is a number of locations that are not in compliance with law as far as parking setback from the corners, and we wanna be in compliance with the law, so we're gonna move on that right away. And then once we get the county report, we will try to look at other streets throughout the borough and try to apply the same remedies that the county's recommended to those streets, which would minimize any liability for the borough.
Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you guys, taking the front, be spearheading the issues that we have, the constant cross intersection accidents on up at the hills beside Route 46. We waited for the county to give us a report, we have it. I'm very happy you, chief, and the, police department is working on our own strategy and our own remedy to fix, to reduce the accidents there. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, if we're all done with the, council reports, I'd like to close, close this session and open to the public.
I'll make a motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Please come up, you have 3 minutes. Your name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Rani Mohammed, and I live in 521 Broad Avenue. I don't know how you can sit there and say that a ceasefire is not your top priority. I understand that there is a rise on anti-Semitism, and I completely agree with that, but you don't seem like you care about the Muslims in your community that have experienced Islamophobia, that has been on the rise. I personally have been harassed since all of this has started, and I've actually, multiple years, I've been harassed here. But nobody ever cares about any of that. How dare you say that a ceasefire is not a priority? Children are dying. We are literally asking you to do something. Other towns have passed it. Why did nobody say that wasn't their priority? Why? Can you answer me, please?
Sure, what are the towns you're talking about?
Richfield, North Bergen, Haledon, Wayne, Perth Amboy, a
Out of
bunch.
72 towns, how much approved that resolution for ceasefire? In Bergen County?
It doesn't matter. We're here
You just
and we're
talked about it, so I'm
asking.
asking
No,
you a
because
question.
I'm here and I'm asking you for this. I don't know if
Listen.
other people in other towns are talking about it, but the people that are making a difference. And we've been here and we've been asking for the same thing, yet you are constantly ignoring us. What is so hard about passing a ceasefire? We're not asking for anything. We're not picking sides. By the way, your statement about, oh, they're Palestinians. No, we're not. I'm an Egyptian. I'm not even Palestinian, yet I'm here representing people that are dying. And you don't seem to care. It's not about it's an international issue. It's a humanitarian issue. And if you were educated enough on this issue, you would understand that we pay for that. We pay for the weapons that are going over there and killing those people. So for you to tell me it's not your top priority really makes me think that you're insane. Because you need to make it your top priority.
Okay, thank you. I would like to say that I did allow the council members, not just my voice, to give their opinion. So this is, again, if you guys want to talk about it, we'll talk about it again, but there's always an opportunity. And secondly, I feel that, it's just choosing something that hasn't really evolved to a majority of the Bergen County, municipality. And also, this really doesn't directly, affect the duties that we have to do for the Palisades Park Borough.
I just told you how it directly affects us,
Your time's up.
whatever.
Well, you said 30 seconds, but I'm very sorry that you feel that way. I know you came here a lot of times, but I still recommend this is not the end. I know that if you wanna get petitions, show us that there is a following in the town, that yes, you know what, that's just us 5. There are a lot of people.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that
Absolutely.
like it's a big deal. And you know what, then
It's a
you're
big
gonna be
deal for
upset
you.
when I create
It's a
a
big deal for
protest
you,
outside
right?
here. All right,
It's a
okay,
big deal for
perfect,
you.
perfect.
So please try to get some support. Thank you. Anybody else? Please come up, name and address. I'm so sorry, before you continue, where is the DPW superintendent? Did you speak with the lady
Yes.
outside? Okay, could you come out and explain, is everything okay?
Yeah.
We would like to know what your remedy is, so maybe when you get a chance, we're gonna come up and talk to you about that at the end. Go ahead.
Nelly Potter for 4 Glen Avenue. I would like to say to Stephanie Jan that I'm glad that we're doing very well in the pool, maybe because of the change that it was made, that you bring it out about the credit card, that maybe that will help also as a form of payment. That was very good move. And I have a question for Min. I know we was doing the permits for the, the employee who have the permits. We'd like to know how that going, if it's already started, in place. I know you mentioned in the work session last time. And I have a question for the DPW. Our machine is not working, because I know my street get, sweep Thursdays and Friday, and I haven't seen going around.
You got something.
So I would like to know if this is not working.
All right, so you have two questions?
And I would like to say about, the police officer. I came here last time, giving the concern about, people drinking in my street and just parking there and wonder. I've been seeing a lot of police officers going around a lot of the time. I'm home and I see they going, and I see this getting better. The garbage is still in there because we haven't get cleaned the street, but, I see they going around the street, and I see how they open the window down and ask what they doing and all that. I like that, thank you so much, and, that's what I wanna see. I wanna see the thing that we come here and figure out is getting resolved and getting better.
Thank you. If you wanna just answer that question,
Can
maybe.
you respond to that?
Mayor,
Glen Avenue, great. So police director is working on Glen Avenue.
Our sweeper, Mr. Mayor, our sweeper has not been down one day in the last 30. We only sweep your street, or wherever you happen to live, on a day when it's alternate parking. When there's no parking in front of your house, but again, if you say it missed, I just want to say, it's almost impossible, because one guy does it, he does it every day, 5 days a week, and I've never had a complaint.
No, it's, my days, Thursday and Friday.
No, it can't be, it can't be 2 days, it's only one day.
Well, I'm living in Glen Avenue, it's 2 street.
Yeah, but you're,
Thursday is one side.
Right, and then the other
Friday's
side.
on the other side,
Right.
it haven't been going.
yeah, well,
No.
Tell us why maybe it's not working. We actually.
I could show you the video.
Well, that, we would believe you. Stephanie Jan, would you like to talk us
the
about
only,
the sweeper?
the only thing that somehow, well, the only, is that people don't move. So what I would say is, you might wanna see who didn't move their car, we might have to go around the car, but the cops always follow us. They have the traffic in front of my sweeper each time. So again, if my sweeper was down, those TEOs would be coming to me saying, where's your sweeper? So again, the only time we don't do in front of the school Lindbergh side, the Lindbergh side, is when teachers are parked there for special days. If it happens to be on that sweeping day, we can't sweep it.
Thursday was no school, it's already done. And Friday, it's the school and on Wednesday, it's having been passed through my street for those days. Still being very daily, and, hopefully next Thursday.
Okay,
Well, no.
so we'll make sure the schedule, we follow the schedule for your street and the DPW. Stephanie Jan, if you don't mind, would you like to talk about?
Yes, I forgot to report, our town sweeper has been, used for almost 15 years, I believe. More than 10 years. Anyway, we had to fix it many times, and, in January, I had a report from Mr. Ken Bruno that, we tried to obtain a new sweeper, for about 2 years. And for some reason, last year, we had that, agenda matter on our report, and that was almost $400,000. And we questioned a lot, why is it so expensive? But I figured out with, Mr. Bruno, that was costing us $219,000. And for some reason, someone got mixed up in the middle, so, it became like $400,000. But in fact, he gave me the report, the page this, January, late January. So I got it, that was $219,000 to buy the new sweeper. And one good thing about this sweeper, it used to be the special, license holder can only operate it, but not anymore. When we purchased this new sweeper, this one, anybody with the driver's license can operate it. So if one person in charge are sick or, you know, not coming to the work for some reason, someone else even can use that. And this time, the sweeper has broken down again, and the fixage will take $10,000 post. We already paid about $4,000 during this springtime. So I was going to ask our mayor and council members to consider buying a new sweeper for our town. And he's going to get the quotation because it's been, you know, 2 years already. So, but he's gonna do his best to get you know, the quotation near to what we had, $219,000. So, you know, we're planning to get it. I asked him, and the mayor also asked him to get a new quotation. So I would really like to push this and get a new sweeper for our town ASAP. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Council Janet, just to summarize, right now, we have an inactive, broken sweeper. It costs about, give or take, $10,000. Now we're assessing what the value is, maybe if it's worth it getting a new one, how we're gonna budget it, how we're gonna remove the old, you know, sweeper, do we get any, you know, sell on it, all that kind of stuff. I would like for you guys to work on it fast, because right now, we don't have an active sweeper.
No, man, that's incorrect. Incorrect. We had it down for 1 hour today during the lunchtime.
Ah,
Okay, we got it to go to work, and you can stop, anybody's welcome to stop and see that it works. But the undercarriage is rotted. It's
so right
11
now
minutes.
it's active, but you know what, they're really strongly recommended to
Right,
replace.
and two, another thing for everybody in this audience, on heavy rain days, I don't put the sweeper out. On heavy rain days, all it's gonna do is pick up water,
Okay.
okay? Just so everybody knows, if it's a heavy rain
It's
day,
still working, okay.
but the sweeper is working.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you very much.
Me, I wanna know.
Yeah, well, the black card, right? So after this meeting, myself and a director already had a discussion about the black card, right? The new black card will be issued starting tomorrow. We got the registration form from the library department, clerk department, health, court. We're still missing a couple of registration. You know, I'm sure some of the council member actually submit their in too. Myself, I did, right? So the new placard will be issued starting from tomorrow, and then we'll start to give warning once again for the last time, starting from the July 1st maybe. And then we're gonna give warning if they don't, come back with their registration form, then we'll start enforcing violation tickets will be given, so.
Thank you. And last thing, I'm very happy that you guys meeting with the board education, member and working together. I've been asking for that so many times, and I see how you get together and work together for our school. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Anybody else? Sorry about that, that was a bit long. Please come up, your name and address.
It's Heather Morales, 415 Hillside Avenue. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for putting out the public statements that you're not going to be choosing sides, because I feel like that brings us a step closer to actually seeing eye to eye and really understanding each other. I just wanted to say, I really think it's a little bit strange the way that you chose to address the people. Not in regards to anything specific, although the specifics were also very strange, but in the fact that you chose almost to, I don't know if subconsciously or not, divide people who are not divided. We're looking for the same goal, we're all looking for the same exact thing, and I'm not sure if you looked at what we sent you or the email, or when you said that you would read the proclamation that we were trying to show you. I don't know if you looked at it, but it was something along the lines of whereas anti-Semitic and Islamophobic acts are occurring more frequently in America, including numerous incidents on college campuses across the United States that threaten the well-being and safety of both Jewish and Muslim students, bomb threats against Jewish institutions, the murder of a 6-year-old Palestinian American Muslim child, and the attempted murder of his mother in Illinois, and the shooting of 2 Palestinian American students and their Palestinian friend in Vermont, among other things. And be it further resolved that Palisades Park stands in solidarity with the people of Israel and Palestine who are suffering as a result of the violence and the hostilities being inflicted as a result of the war in Gaza. That is really all we're asking for. We're not asking you to choose sides. We're really just asking you to have a more humanitarian approach about the way that you go about things. I think it's a limited considering the way that you choose to address the people, because again, that division is not necessary where it's currently not. You're placing a division. It's just a bit strange, to be completely honest. And I was just, it's just very disheartening to not be given the proper information when we ask for it, to not really be heard, because yeah, right now you just said you're not choosing sides, but that's not what we were asking for. So to make that statement is beautiful, and thank you. And for things such as the alcohol ordinance, you can look after other towns and see what they're doing and take that as an example. But just because they're not within the county, we can't look at other towns who are putting out a ceasefire and take that as an example. It's something that confuses me personally. So.
Okay, so if you're done, I'd like to, both, Tommy came up to the podium to express that there's been, crimes and issues that it has, like you just said, in Illinois, discriminatory things. That's all part of a hate crime. It's all part of hate crime. Hate crime is not just Asians, or there is a law on hate crime. So that, whatever side it is, or whatever conflict specifically it is, it's always covered by hate crime. It's not about choosing sides. You said it's like almost like, why do we for me, again, the council members have every time to object to what I have to say, is that why are we focusing on what's happening on the other side if it doesn't relate to Palisades Park?
If you really do think about it, it does, because you are a governing body as a
Not for Palestinians and not for Israel there.
Can I finish, please, ma'am?
Please go ahead.
You're a governing body in the same way that America is a governing body. The only thing we're asking is for you to almost acknowledge that what you do here is useful and that what you do here has results. Because we don't go and beat up the guy that put the asbestos roof in, right?
Of course, there's a hate crime
There's
again.
ordinances, there's things
There's a
that have
hate
to be
crime
done,
for
and it's
that.
just like,
There's a hate crime.
to me, it almost just says what you do here is not important. If that's what you're choosing to do, because, okay, so then, if I have a problem with someone in the town, I go and beat them up. I go and, if there's a parking violation, instead of giving them a ticket, if you crush their car, that makes sense, that's fair?
All right, well, I'm sorry, so for now, I'm still gonna recommend that if there is a following, people who has voices, not just 3, 4, 5, 6 people, if you guys can prepare a petition, it's good to talk to the neighborhood, see how they feel. So if you can bring a petition back, we'll reconsider. There's always the next opportunity as well. Anybody else? Please come up, your name and address.
Good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon, Council. My name is Carla. I live in 476 Bergen Boulevard. I just want to ask how everybody's morning was today. I'm pretty sure a slight little traffic, a slight little tired, a little bit of coffee in your t-shirt, nothing crazy, right? I just love how you guys mentioned, or the director of the police officers mentioned the beautiful thing that the police officers did for the child, right? And you guys clapped, and you guys were excited, and that was a beautiful thing. My question is, was that child important more because he was just part of Palisades Park, or he was just an American?
It's a duty.
Right, it's a duty. So you, as a mayor, that we put you in that chair, right?
Yes.
Because we put you in the chair because we want you to represent us.
Yes, everybody.
Okay, so then, if that's your duty, why is it not your duty to be humanitarian? We're asking you here, as human beings, right? As residents of Palisades, why is it that nobody here seems to care about the children outside? And
That's
I
not
get,
it. It's not about caring or not. It's just, again, I know you guys been very diligent. I appreciate your time to express your right and your feelings. It would be more effective for the governing body to see how many people are agreeing with you guys.
so your best advice is for us to collectively come together, sign a petition as Palisade Park, and then you will hear us out.
Yes, let's just say
That's
we have
what-
100 people in Palisades Park. You even bring 20%. That is very significant for all of us, isn't it?
Right, so
Right.
we are a big majority, and all we're asking here is for a little bit of humanitarian. Well, I know you keep saying, this is, they're outside of the country, they're outside of the borough, or they're outside of Palisade Park. At the end of the day, they're human beings, you understand?
Again, here's another one. Sorry to interrupt. 72 towns in Bergen County. Find me how many towns that said, okay, ceasefire.
Okay, no problem.
That's also another good way to gauge things,
Right.
if we're being the minority or the majority.
Right, no
And
problem.
so as much as more importantly than other towns, you guys are very adamant. I say, we'll knock on doors, see your community, see how many percent are with you guys, bring a petition. That really means a lot to us.
So that will change your mind about how.
And they just say there's a significant amount. So far, you guys saying you need to represent our voices. We need to know, not only me, the governing body, how many people are with the ceasefire in the residence of Palisades Park, who votes?
So it takes a paper with petitions for you to.
It is
put
absolutely
together.
your right, and a lot of towns go through petition.
Okay. Alright, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anybody else? Please come up. Kenny, would you like to please come up with the lady and explain what you guys discussed outdoors concerning her flood, because the repavement increased her elevation? Yes, would you interpret? James, thank you very much. Council President, we need to get an interpreter. Yeah, you gotta help me out. Yes, please go ahead. First, would you, Kenny Bruno, would you please, Superintendent, could you please explain to us in public what you spoke about with the taxpayer resident outside?
Her address is 317 Fourth Street. She lives on the west side of Fourth Street, okay? Her driveway in the duplex, or half a duplex, pitches down. It pitches down, okay, so it's got a negative pitch. What she's showing me, right, is in the rain, the water comes down the street, just comes down the street, comes down Fourth Street, or whichever way it comes down, hits her driveway and goes down. As I explained to her, there's two things that have to happen. First is, the drain that's before your driveway was put there because it's on a negative pitch, okay? That's just one thing. I suggested, and she takes the top off, runs a hose, and it makes sure for 15 minutes that it runs, okay? She showed me this picture of the water cascading down. That wouldn't be something that I would think would be the borough engineer. That's why I mentioned to her, the borough engineer to look at that address. The reason being is that that's the only house in that block that gets all of that water. Something is wrong. I see where they try to build it up themselves because there's blacktop in front of the driveway. There's blacktop there, that somebody put. I don't think the DPW put it. But my opinion is, first, make sure that drain works, because it's got a negative pitch. Second, get a hold of Steve Colazzo, have him go to that address, have him look at it, and the best time to do it is in the rain. That's when I used to inspect all the drains, is when it's raining.
Why does Steve Colazzo have to be there in the rain? What is he there to observe?
Well, what happens is, the way the water comes down, like when it comes down Central Boulevard, I'm shooting Central Boulevard, and why we got him involved in some of those, because sometimes with the new handicap ramps, I have one on 8th Street that I have to go see now, also, on 8th Street. Water comes over the curb, it's washing out the, curbs, taking people's dirt away, okay, and putting the water into their driveways. So I'm working on some on Central
Okay.
Boulevard. That's why Steve Colazzo would be the best, because if she's saying the road was just repaved, then there's a problem with the pavement. I don't think it was repaved, I didn't specifically look at that. I went to the house prior to this meeting, but I see it's on the negative pitch that even in any rainstorm, water's gonna go down that driveway. Not just from the street, just from the rain itself.
제가 좀 설명을 드릴게요. 그 스틸에서 여러 가지 저희 드라이브웨이로 넘치지 않는 한 아무 일이 없었어요. 그 이후에 공사 PS에서 있죠. 그 공사한 이후에 그때부터 드라이브웨이에서 길에서 내려오면서 저희 드라이브 끝에서 계속 저희 집으로 이렇게 꺾여 들어오니까 그게 문제고.
이해하겠어요. 빨리 하세요. 좀 3분 끝나려고 하니까 말씀하세요.
그리고 그
Please speak
이후로
fast, yes.
물이 잘 내려가질 않아요. 항상 물이 비가 그쳐도 물이 고여 있는
Understood.
거죠. 드레인이 그리고 전혀 힐세이드 블루바부터 저희 집까지 드레인이 없어요. 스트릿.
Okay,
아무
okay.
드레인.
So there's two things right now. If you could translate that to us.
그리고 저희 그 차고 앞에 저기 뒤에는 저희가 청소를 엄청 자주 합니다. 남편이.
So like her major point is after the PSAG constructions or repavement, and then, you know, only my house and the garage is like, damaged by water, and water is just stay there, you know, going nowhere and stay there and comes to my, garage. So that's a serious problem.
So she said pretty much the same thing, council members, is that she complained that after the repaving of whatever utility company, it raised the pitch. So exactly, the superintendent is saying that no matter what, whether it rains little or a lot, because of the raised pitch, she's bound to have water coming to her driveway.
She's gonna get some amount of water just from rain. Forget the street. If you could block the street 100% with a wall, when it rains, she's gonna get water down that driveway, same as the other side of the duplex. My opinion was with this, if it's public service came and did work on the block, which I don't know, would have to, again, through the mayor and council, see if they have a road opening permit. Anytime public service does work in the town, they have to have a road opening permit, which is done through the borough clerk. And then, once I find out, or once anybody finds out when it was done and which house it was, we call public service and they come back, they have to repave it.
Okay, so you were there. Do you see evidence that it's been raised? Like compare with the curb.
I think it's a low point, and then, it's a low point, and then it comes like right to the edge of her driveway, according to this. But it wasn't raining when I just went there, so in other words, I can see it's a little off.
Okay, so I would like to recommend that the superintendent, I'm sorry if it rains, I'll talk to the, Steve Colazzo. When it rains, it would be nice if you guys meet up on a big umbrella and see what's going on.
Or just see if there was a road opening
Right.
near that address, 317 4th Street.
Go ahead,
See if there's
go
a
ahead.
road opening.
So let me just clear things out here. So the first step is to see if there was a permit that was to allow PSCG to work on that street or specifically that residential area, right? So if there was, can we go back to PSCG saying that, hey,
Then what would happen is the borough clerk would send us the road opening permit, a copy of it. We would call public service, give them that address, and say you worked on this property this date, the road's something. We do that all day, all day for people, all day. But we need to know if public service worked on it, and when they did they have a road opening permit? Because if not, public service isn't gonna take my word and say you worked there, they're gonna look.
okay,
But that's the best I can tell you.
okay.
All right? You can tell them that, you know, they're gonna look for the documents. All right? Easy,
Clear, right? Yes, so, at the same time, we're going to look, just advise, clerk here, Sophia, right? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do you know the date when, roughly, when PSCG came out and did the work there?
2019.
2019.
2019.
All right, well, thank you very much.
And then I was here 2020.
Okay, right now you took more than 7 minutes, we understand you coming here, but you know what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the engineer and you know, and the DPW to go there when it rains, take a look, okay? And, anybody have a contact number, right? Good, thank you very much. Next, have you been there before? No, you have not. No, please come up. Name and address.
My name is Nicole Riaga. I live at 476 Brigham Boulevard.
Yes.
So we just want a clear direction and understanding of how you want this position. Like, do you want with names, address, and signature?
Yes.
And how many people would you need to sign this position in order for?
That is a question that you guys, sorry to interrupt, but it's, depends how much you use and get. It's not like, you know, we're gonna make a designated number. We have a population of what, 20,000 plus? We have how much voters here? We have what, 9,000 voters, registered voters, 7,000, 8,000 voters? You guys gotta figure out how much representation you're gonna bring up next time.
But there's not like a percentage of an exact,
No,
like,
just,
this is what
we
we
don't
could
even
make
know,
us
we
do
don't,
something.
we can't gauge when you guys come saying, you know, you have to represent us. I don't know what us is concerning this specific matter.
No, I understand that, but now I wanna know, like, how many of us do you need in order for us to get something done?
Well, I cannot tell you that. It's up to the petitioners to go, you know what, this should be enough to convince the governing body. There's no set numbers. I just gave you what we're working at, what we have.
And how many voters are here on the council? It's 6? Cause one
Yeah,
person's
everybody,
missing?
yeah, there's 6 plus 1. I only vote during a split.
7. Okay, so you
Only
guys
s-
were the ones who denied it?
Not exactly. I actually led it, and I said, if there's any objections from the governing body, this is how I feel. So far, they've been,
And can I just ask why do you feel like it doesn't concern Palisades Park when we're the ones who are paying, like, we're taxpayers, like, I pay my taxes.
Palisades
And
Park
all of our
don't
money
directly
goes
pay
to
for that. It's the US government, Uncle
Are
Sam.
you sure? Cause I feel like I could.
It goes up the change, but we don't directly send money for weapons.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so
It's
if I
part
just
of-
come up with my logistics and all of that, and I send you like how much of the Palisades Park taxpayer money goes to Israel, will that like change, shift your perspective?
That has no relevance for me personally, and if you guys could object, you let me know if you disagree. But that is something that we have to pay up front at the top of the food chain. We have to pay no matter what. Unless the federal government says, you know, we're done, we have to pay.
No, that's what I'm saying, like, like you just said, we have to pay no matter what,
Federal
right?
government, you should go to the
Right?
federal government and say,
No,
stop spending our
don't
taxpayers'
interrupt
money.
me. Don't interrupt me. You said
Oh,
that
sorry.
our money goes directly no matter what. But you guys making a decision of a ceasefire that, because of the war that's going on, that we're paying for genocide, correction, sorry.
Genocide was not mentioned until you right now. Now considering
That's
the
what
payment of
no, that's what I'm
taxes.
telling you, that it is a
Okay,
genocide.
payment of taxes, that you have to talk to the federal government.
I
They collect from
understand that,
us.
I understand that, but what I'm telling you is that because we have to pay for these taxes, I'm asking as a Palisades Park citizen for my mayor to vote for a
Understood.
ceasefire because our demanded taxes is going to Israel.
Understood.
So, like you said, I have to go to the top of the food chain, I'm going to you because you're the closest thing I can do
Understood,
to
you
fix
could
that.
you could definitely do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't be here. But the fact of the matter is, top of the food chain, federal government pays for it. Now, again, we go back to what you wanna show as a representative of the people who vote here, who pay the taxes here. Please bring some numbers, instead of saying, okay, here we are, guys, we're 5 people here, you have to represent Palisades Park. Show us what you guys mean. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Sorry you've been spoken. Anybody else? Please come up. Your name and address. I'm sorry, we allow only one,
I didn't speak. I'm the one that came up.
oh,
No, she didn't.
oh, my apologies, my apologies. Go ahead.
Sudan, 237 Central Boulevard. Just came up to my idea that
Some residents here, they are speaking about those like cease the fire things included to the local government's resolution. But I feel like I just, as a resident sitting there, be quiet, and also mayor council were treated like we are not a humanitarian, not responding to those things. It's not true. I am very much support cease the fire between Palestine and Israel, and that was one of the biggest reasons why I donate to Bernie Sanders, because each resident had their own way to send your voice to support or dispute. And I, as the mayor say, I think that is more a federal issue, and I'm pacifist and I'm Buddhist, but I do support all those anti-war things. But as a resident, I'm not going to bring that issue to put it into our resolution agenda. Because there is a certain way and different ways each residents, each person that belongs to each group has their way to do it, and the mayor council has their own governing protocol and policies that they need to follow. So I'm just wanna say that I agree with your idea about cease the fire between those two countries. Has been long history of war and battle, but that doesn't mean that we just because I'm not really agreeing that idea brought into the contents of one of the resolution or policy, so that doesn't mean that I against your idea.
Okay, I want to respond. I completely
Please, you
understand that.
can't do that, I'm sorry.
She's speaking to me directly.
Yeah, but then, it's,
I'm sorry.
please, you talk to us.
Okay.
My apologies, she should be facing towards you for you to reply. My apologies, go ahead to us.
No, I'm done, because I think that's the one that I want to
Okay.
talk to,
All right.
because there are different people, different approach for the same thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else, please come up, name and address.
Susan Brown, 50 Henry Avenue. I am glad that you're looking at an anti-Semitism bill, and you're not gonna do anything until the state adopts a bill. Once it's adopted, what's your next step? Does it go to your governance committee? Because they've been pretty slow. It's been 7 months since I began the request.
Can I answer that, or do you have any more questions?
Not about this. I have questions about what Kenny Bruno talked about.
Okay, so I'll answer, if you wanna do a separate Q&A, I'll answer the first one. If it passes the bill, state legislator, I would like to propose to the governing body that we create a resolution for the current redefinition of what anti-Semitism is established by the state.
Okay, but you're fully aware that not everyone agrees with the state all the time. So I understand what you have to do, but you have to understand where we're coming from. I've spoken to Ronnie, and we've been able to talk about things. We don't agree on everything, but we agree on certain things, so. Okay, different subject. With regard to a new sweeper, I realize how expensive it is, but I do think it is more important than benches and planters for Broad Avenue. Benches are a great place for alcoholics to sleep on. Who's gonna take care of the planters? You're gonna be adding more work. It's a year-round thing, not just 1 or 2 things. And power washing for Broad Avenue. Why are we constantly doing Broad Avenue? The amount that they pay in taxes does not amount to anything near what residents pay. The other thing is lining the streets. That's something I wish you would do. And there are areas where no one should be parked. They park anyway, so we have to have them ticketed or towed. I have no problem having somebody towed. The other thing is New Jersey Transit. Where's the police, whatever. New Jersey Transit buses. From 5:30 to 7:30, we have them down our street. For a while, the police department got on ticketing them, and it worked fairly well, but they're back. They'd probably go down Brinkerhoff too, but I'm worried about ours. We have a lot of children, they play in the streets, and when there's snow on the road and they shoot down the street, it's very dangerous. The other thing is, Stephanie, John Bralla is excellent at what he does. I've called him overtime several times about things, people who don't really take care of anything. And he's excellent, so I hope, you know, you appreciate his work, and that's it.
Thank you very much. Since you're here, Lieutenant Beck, would you make sure, follow through that the New Jersey Transit doesn't go into, you know, roads that, please go ahead. Oh, well, police director's right there, so, you know, what Susan talked about, New Jersey Transit going to roads that they shouldn't. You know, reinforce it with the police department. All right, anybody else? All right, please, you're the last customer, thank you. Name and address.
Ernest Mueller, 329 East Columbia. There was quite a bit of debate the other day at the last meeting or the work session about the flags. I know they're up, but there was no explanation tonight of what happened.
You must came in a little late.
No, I was here.
Okay?
The flags
Did you
are up.
explain why the flag was like that? Now, before the superintendent, explains, let me tell you my explanation. For the past 25 years, not once DPW missed out on not putting our own American flag, to display our pride and joy of being American. The only reason, let me finish please. The only reason why I did that initially is because that we have our 125th anniversary. The flags were installed for Memorial Day, right?
Yes, they went up the second week in May. We took them down on June 3rd, put the 125th anniversary sign. Every year, we put them up the second week in May, we take them down the second week in November to put up the holiday lights. We ordered a new one, which I said before, and then we reinstalled them again the second week in May. But there was an oversight this time, because we put up the 125th Street signs, they have to be 13.6 high, same as the flag, so that the trucks don't hit them. But again, today, we reinstalled half of them, so the avenue has flags.
So the DPW replaced half of the 125th, flag. I mean, what is that called? It's called the, banner for United States, our flag. So we alternate. So we show that we have the American flag. But at the same time, we have to signify 125th. This only happens once every 25 years. Yeah, but then at least we listen to the public. We did put, American flags there. Our flag.
I still don't understand why they were originally taken down.
Because, okay, there's a clearance. Let me explain that
They're
to you.
going over and
No, there's a clearance. There's only a clearance that you only can put one type of flag there. In order to put in 125th plus the American flag, not only there's a lack of clearance for trucks to pass by, which currently the 125th, the display got hit. We have to manually put it in we have to put another flag somewhere that's above clearance. It was very difficult for 1 year. For 1 year, we said this is 125th, we did display it on Memorial Day, now we did half and half. If we're gonna do it just for 1 year, put our American flag and our 125th, we'll have to somehow figure out to spend some more taxpayers' money for 1 year.
Okay, but why did we not get any answer?
We
Why
had
did
it,
we
sir,
not
so
get
we
any?
had it over here at the borough, a brand new one, second week in May I put up. We put another one on the fire department, same day. We did the library the same day, and we did 9/11. So we are a very patriotic town. Like the mayor said, this is every 25 years that you have something like this here. I had to make a decision, they have to go 13.6 or above, so the trucks don't hit them, but I can't put the flags any higher than be on the light.
And I support this
I
decision.
understand that, I'm sorry for interrupting, I understand that, but why did we not know the answer?
Because we had to talk with the DPW.
Well, why
We
did
said,
we
sir, we said that we'll give you an answer today. We did. I mean, you don't understand why we decided that, you know, we'll put 125th, and we listened to the people, hey, we still need American flags there, and we did it.
I know,
Okay.
but we undid first.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
All right, may I have a motion to close, the public?
I wanna make a motion to close the public.
May I have a second? All in favor? May I have a motion to close the session?
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much, guys.